This week in Birmingham, Reform UK handed its main stage to a claim so lurid it momentarily silenced the room that COVID vaccines were a significant factor in the cancers of the King and the Princess of Wales. The line was delivered by Dr. Asim Malhotra, introduced as a friend of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and presented as an authority. It's not an argument, it's a tactic and a dangerous one. Let's be precise. There is no credible evidence that COVID vaccines cause cancer, accelerate cancer, switch off tumour suppressor genes or rewrite our DNA. Leading charities and academic clinicians have said so repeatedly. Blood Cancer UK notes there's no large controlled studies showing any increased cancer risk after vaccination. Memorial Sloan Kettering states plainly, vaccines do not alter your DNA and cannot cause cancer. Reuters and FactCheck.org have dismantled the so-called turbo cancer narrative with data that predate the vaccine rollout. This is the medical consensus. Now, consider the political method at work. First, select a reverend symbol to intensify emotion. In Britain, that means the royal family. Second, insert the word likely beside a frightening conjecture and attribute it to eminent sources. Third, wrap it in the language of free speech and persecution as if criticism of bad science were a censorship plot. Finally, claim the mantle of outsider truth-telling while enjoying a prime slot at a National Party conference. It's theatre dressed as medicine, and the stakes are not reputational alone. When vaccine rates fall, real children contact real diseases. This is not rhetoric, it's epidemiology. And some will say the speaker was only asking questions. No, he made assertions. He said not one person should have received the vaccine. He asserted that the jabs have killed or seriously harmed millions. These are absolutist statements that demand evidence of the very highest order. None was produced. What we have instead is a collage of speculative mechanisms and misread papers that would not pass a first-year meth seminar, never mind a clinical board. Others will say the party doesn't endorse what he said, but believes in free speech. Free speech is a precious liberty. It is a liability. It's not a liability shield. When a party curates its main stage, it's exercising editorial judgment. If you platform a physician to tell thousands that the vaccine likely caused the cancers of our head of state and the Princess of Wales, you own the foreseeable consequences: heightened vaccine hesitancy, louder conspiracies and fresh distress for families already living through treatment. The Health Secretary called it dangerous extremism. You don't have to share his vocabulary to grasp the core point. This is a public-spirited leadership, and it's done under Farage's care. There is a media ecosystem that happily amplifies this mood music. You've seen the thumbnails and the breathless monologues. Palace hiding the truth. Well, I could do it with a New Zealand accent. I won't. Incurable. Cover-up. They present innuendo as accountability and voyeurism as transparency. I agree that the health of a constitutional monarch is a public matter in principle, but speculation is not scrutiny. The line between legitimate inquiry and monetized anxiety is bright and often crossed. So, what should a grown-up response look like? First, call the tactic out by its name. This is fear-mongering about cancer wrapped in court gossip. It hijacks personal suffering to sell a political mood, and we shouldn't let it pass unmarked. Second, set out the facts with calm clarity. mRNA doesn't enter the cell nucleus, nor does it integrate into genomic DNA and degrade quickly. Large observational data sets show no signal of vaccine-induced cancer risk. Rising incidence in certain under-50s cancer is a multi-decade phenomenon linked to lifestyle, screening and demographics, not a product that first appeared in late 2020. Say it cleanly, then show your sources. I had treatment for cancer shortly after COVID. The consultant said my cancer, my tumour was about 18 months old. That means it started before COVID. So we need to describe the harm. When parents sing routine jabs because they are spooked by conference theatrics peddled by Farage, measles returns. When cancer patients are told their prognosis might be the vaccine, trust in their oncology team is corroded. When the royals are turned into props for a narrative about secret elites and corrupted science, our discourse is degraded further. Health policy cannot be conducted by wink and nudge. Fourth, defend free speech properly. Free speech doesn't mean a right to a headline slot to peddle lies. It doesn't mean freedom from challenge. The correct answer to bad speech is better speech delivered with evidence and with moral seriousness. If Reform UK wants to be a party of government, it should apply a standard that says, if you want our stage, bring data that meet the threshold of a reputational journal or a national audit, not YouTube conjecture. Fifth, raise the bar for parties, conferences and broadcasters. Require a transparent evidence pack for medical claims made from the podium. Publish in advance. Give an independent clinical panel the same stage time for real-time rebuttal. If the goal is public debate, let the public see both sides under equal lights. Sixth, speak to the human reality. Cancer is not a trope. It's a word that ends sleep. Those who carry it already carry enough. To press the royals into a tale about secret pharma plots is not edgy, it's crude. We can insist on an honest update from the palace when Constitution requires, while refusing this circus. Finally, we need a call to action. To Reform UK, if you want credibility on health, stop outsourcing your argument to viral contrarians. Invite cancer epidemiologists. Invite vaccinologists who have vaccinated the immunocompromised and then followed them for real outcomes. If you think the regulators erred, show where with data, not insinuation. To journalists and editors, cover the story but frame it correctly. The headline is not that someone raised questions. The headline is that a national party platformed a claim at odds with the weight of evidence and clinicians pushed back immediately. Quote them first, link to the literature, not the clip. To clinicians and scientists, don't retreat. Keep publishing explainers in plain English. Keep correcting the record on mRNA and cancer biology. You won't win everyone. You will steady the majority. To the public, if a bold claim arrives packaged with royalty, outrage and a promise that they are hiding the truth, pause. Ask, where are the numbers? Where are the methods? Where are the independent replications? If they are missing, you already have your answer. If it's all from some sort of second-rate what Lady C or something, or from or from a broadcaster who used to be on GB News, you've got your answer. This is tittle-tattle. Let me close with the simplest protection in public life. Tell the truth, especially when it's dull. The truth here is quiet. Vaccines do not cause cancer. The royals deserve privacy within constitutional limits, and serious parties treat medicine as medicine, not as a prop for applause lines. We should expect and demand nothing less.